So, you've got a Lexus IS250. Or, hey, maybe you're thinking about one. Well, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the top 5 engine problems that every single owner or potential owner absolutely needs to know about. Let's dive right in.
And you know, it's easy to see the appeal, right? The IS250 is one of the most popular luxury sedans on the road, for a really good reason. It looks amazing, the ride is just buttery smooth, and it's got that premium Lexus feel that's, well, it's just hard to beat. It's one of those cars that just makes you feel good driving it.
But, and there's always a but, isn't there? Like any car, it is not perfect. It has a few very well-known issues that are super important to be aware of, especially when it comes to what's hiding under that stylish hood.
And the real heart of the matter, its Achilles heel, if you will, is the engine, the 4GR FSE V6. This is where the IS250's biggest challenges really lie. So what we're going to do is break down the top 5 problems with this engine, figure out what causes them, and most importantly, what you can do about it.
All right, let's kick things off with problem number 1. This is the big one, probably the most infamous issue with the IS250. It can be a serious oil burner.
So how do you know if you've got this problem? Well, the most obvious telltale sign is that puff of blue smoke coming out of your tailpipe. A lot of owners report their car just chugging through a quart of oil every 1,000 miles, sometimes even less. If you feel like you're constantly topping up your oil, this is almost certainly why.
So what's actually going on in there? Well, the main culprit is worn-out piston rings. See, their entire job is to create a super tight seal inside the cylinder. But as they wear down over time, that seal gets weaker and weaker, and it lets engine oil sneak past into the combustion chamber, where it just gets burned up right along with the fuel.
Now, to fix this the right way, you're looking at replacing the piston rings themselves. And, while you're that deep in the engine, the valve stem seals are another part of that sealing system you should definitely take care of. But wait, a much cheaper first step is to check the PCV valve. It's an easy, inexpensive part that can sometimes be the only cause of a minor oil consumption issue.
And here's where your wallet really starts to hurt. A full piston ring job is a massive engine-out repair that can easily set you back $3,000, and that's just in labor. All of a sudden, checking that little $20 PCV valve first seems like a brilliant idea, doesn't it?
Okay, moving on to problem number 2. This one is directly related to this engine's design, and it actually has a nasty habit of making that oil burning problem even worse. We're talking about heavy carbon buildup on the intake valves.
Here's the deal. See, older engines use something called port injection. Fuel was sprayed over the intake valves, which had the awesome side effect of constantly washing them clean. But this engine? It's direct injection. That means the fuel gets shot straight into the cylinder, completely bypassing the valves. So there's absolutely nothing to clean off all those oil vapors that just bake onto the valves like rock-hard carbon.
So how do you know if your valves are all gunked up? Oh, you'll feel it. We're talking a rough, shaky idle, weird engine misfires, a real noticeable loss of power, and your fuel economy will take a nosedive. The fix is a professional cleaning service, usually called walnut blasting, where they literally blast crushed walnut shells in there to scrub the valves clean without hurting the engine.
This service is probably going to run you somewhere between $400 and $800. But honestly, the best way to think about this is not as a repair, but as absolutely critical preventative maintenance. Getting this done every 40,000 miles or so can keep your engine breathing and performing the way it was meant to.
All right, our third problem is a real sneaky one. It's a hidden coolant leak, and it comes from a failing water pump.
Yeah, the water pump on this engine is a known weak spot. What makes it so tricky is that it's buried deep inside the engine, and it's driven by the timing chain. So when it starts to fail, it often leaks coolant internally, meaning you're not going to see a big puddle on your driveway. If you ignore the signs, like your temperature gauge creeping up, you are risking catastrophic engine damage from overheating.
So when you finally tackle this job, you're obviously going to need a new water pump and a fresh batch of that Toyota super long life coolant. But listen, it is absolutely essential that you replace the thermostat at the same time. It's a cheap part and a total no-brainer while everything is already taken apart.
Now, what makes this repair so pricey is the labor. Because that pump is buried so deep in the engine, you should expect a bill of up to $1,200. And here's a pro tip for you. If your car has over 100,000 miles, just have the timing chain replaced at the same time. Seriously, it will save you a fortune in future labor costs.
For our last 2 problems, we're going to group them together, mostly because they're all about fluid quality and proper maintenance. First, we've got the variable valve timing system, or VVT-i.
And second, we've got the high-pressure fuel injectors. Let me ask you this. Have you ever heard a really loud, nasty rattle for just a second or two when you first start the car? That is a classic sign of a VVT-i system problem. Or maybe you've noticed a really strong smell of gasoline. That points right to a failing fuel injector. So that startup rattle? 9 times out of 10, it's caused by old, dirty engine oil clogging up the tiny little passages in the VVT-i actuators. And the fuel smell? Well, the direct injection system runs at insanely high pressure, which puts a ton of stress on those fuel injectors, and eventually it just causes them to leak or fail completely.
And you guessed it, these repairs are not cheap. While a single VVT solenoid might not completely break the bank, replacing a full set of 6 fuel injectors, that can cost up to $1,800. It just goes to show you how quickly the repair bills for these known issues can really start to stack up.
Okay. I know we've just run through a lot of scary, expensive problems, but here is the really good news. Most of these issues are not a foregone conclusion. They are largely preventable with some good old-fashioned, diligent, proactive maintenance. So, let's get into the playbook. It really all boils down to this one simple habit, the 5,000-mile habit. Number 1, use the right stuff, a high-quality 5W30 full synthetic oil. Number 2, change that oil and the filter religiously every 5,000 miles, no excuses. This alone will do wonders to protect against oil burning and those VVT-i issues. And 3, given that oil consumption is a thing, get in the habit of physically checking your oil level every 1,000 miles. Do not let it run low. So let's just do a quick recap of the whole shebang. The 5 big problems to watch for are oil consumption, carbon buildup, water pump failure, VVT-i faults, and finally, injector issues. Just knowing what these are and the key parts that are involved is your absolute best defense as an IS250 owner.
So, this brings us back to the final big question. The IS250 is undeniably stylish, it's super comfortable, but it definitely has these very specific, well-documented engine issues. Now that you know what they are, what they can cost, and most importantly, how to prevent them, is this still the right car for you? That's a question only you can answer. Thanks for watching.